everybody, in this video we're talking Marvel Snap token planning and saving. Specifically, when I'm shooting this, it's towards the end of April. So this plan is through the end of April, May, and June to think about the cards that are coming all the way up through High Evolutionary and Living Tribunal. Do you have enough tokens for it? How should you save and how to get there? Make sure you plan ahead. I'll walk you through this. As everybody knows, we can spend tokens on things in the shops, right? So we get these new cards. They're really neat. They're 6,000 tokens. It's really expensive. I've got 10,000 tokens. That's the most I've ever had. So now I'm starting to think about cards in the future that are coming. Iron Lad, Howard the Duck, High Evolutionary, everything in the Spider-Verse there, which is going to, I think, change the meta a little bit to some move fun, which I am really excited about. Plus, they've got Living Tribunal coming too, which I believe is going to be another big bad. So we've got to really plan ahead on how we're going to spend our tokens. So as always, I'm going to jump into a spreadsheet. What I've done here is I've created this card release / drop spreadsheet, and I've got, when they're releasing and all that sort of thing, when they drop. And that was the primary purpose of this spreadsheet. What I also decided to do is I want to know which cards I might want to spend tokens on, so I'd know what to save for. And I actually put even 6,000 all the way down here on Thanos because I still kind of want him, but I was like, you know what? Now I've got 2 cells here that I have not filled in for Howard the Duck and Iron Lad, which I think are solid cards, but I wasn't sure I could afford it. And then I sum it all up to how many tokens I should save. I've also got a formula for tokens per month, which I did a separate video on. Check that out. Then I take that number of tokens gained per month and throw that into May, and I throw that into June so that I know. Now, for these cards that I've got listed here, I'm not 100% sure Silk is coming in this June group. I think it is. I think Living Tribunal is in July. Again, data mines, all those sort of things. The concept will still apply regardless. So let's keep pushing through. So from this, then I get my tokens gained from those 2 months. I don't go any further than that because I'm not going to put the end of April, what I've got there. And then I've got my current tokens. That factors in. I could certainly add something that I might buy between now and the end of April to help increase that number a little bit. My potential tokens I'm going to get before basically Living Tribunal gives me 19,952. And then I've got the difference between that 30,000 and that 19,952. And this is where you get to the point of your analysis. So I know I'm 10,000 tokens short. And if I really want these two, Howard the Duck and Iron Lad, holy cow, I am 22,000 tokens off of what I want to be. So let's just remove these for now and just remember, I might want another 12,000. Oh, by the way, you know what else I want? I might want Spider-Ham. So there's a lot of stuff in here that becomes very problematic and it really difficult for people to get new cards. I think it becomes a little bit easier as you're further ahead. Like if I take out Thanos, I don't care about Thanos anymore. I'm not going to get it. I'm going to purely focus on these end game cards. And you know what? Maybe Silk's the one I want. Okay, so then, you know what? And then I want these two. Anyway, you get the idea. You're still looking at 42,000 even without Thanos. So I take these 2 out and there's my 10. So now how do I make up for that? Can I make up for that? Another spreadsheet. I adjusted this one a little bit to make my calculations a little bit easier so that I wasn't constantly changing the formula. I just would put in the numbers. So now I've got it set up where I'm looking at all the offers, May, June, and then we're about to get the tokens one here towards the end of April. So I've highlighted all of them. Good, bad, or indifferent. I've labeled some of these, and the total tokens there is 23,500. If I bought all of these offers, I'll get to Token Tuesdays in a second. So if I look at that, I'm like, oh, okay, so I can get more there. I can actually add both of these cards, and I could shoot, even if I want Spider-Ham. If I bought all of those offers, I could do that. But like I said, I know I don't want to buy all those offers because some of them are really bad. For instance, even this Spanned Excellence one, not a fan of that at all. Even and I'm working on my tokens per gold ratio right now. It's about 0.6-ish. It might be a little higher. I normally like that to be closer to 0.8, 0.9. So this isn't that great. And I don't love, how much this is. The discount percent for people who base their pricing off of Token Tuesday, which is not necessarily the greatest way to do it, but off of the $100 spending for gold, which I'll get into that in a separate video. For those people who would spend $100 on gold to do all the daily refreshes, this is actually a really good deal. It's a 61% discount from what they would normally do. And that's sort of how I'm going to classify these two when I get into it, is this is sort of a whale column, and this is someone who maybe doesn't spend that $100 of gold to get those daily refreshes over the course of like every 4 days, 5 days when you do that, which is kind of what you could do. It's a lot of money for somebody to spend every month. So I do want to break it down a little bit separately for both of these, but either way, it's a bad offer. That's what we're focusing on. This is not a good offer. We've got some maybe offers in here, some other bad offers. So what I would would do at this point is I would take the offers I'd think about buying, also come down all the way to my Token Tuesdays, and remember that I can get this much plus 400, which is 2,200 each month as well. So if I want to add another 4,400 tokens to this from the Token Tuesdays at a cost of 4,800 gold, I could reduce this difference by another 4,400. So I've taken all the offers that are from now until then and just, again, added them in here so I could see 23,500 tokens. I could also get 7,000 credits and another 2,500 gold to help with some of this stuff, because you see that the total gold cost of all these offers is 18,000 gold, which, so you take it down, it's what, 15.5, still a ton of gold, and 140 bucks. Now that certainly makes up the difference easily up here to the point where I could get with buying all of this with the 23, I could get everything that I'm looking at just from that. And I could probably get with the Token Tuesdays, and maybe another offer and stuff I get from just climbing with credits. I could get an additional card here. So I could easily add, I think this was Howard the Duck. I could add that there and I'd get my 28 here. I mean, you get there and it's 23. So with this, I get all of these cards. I get them all. All of these cards I get. But then I get to the point where, all right, so every month am I going to spend? I mean, that's a lot of gold. I mean, if that gold just doing the $100, it's 8,000, right? That's another couple $100 right there from getting that. So all in here, I've got $340 that I could spend on all of these offers to try to catch up, forecast, all that sort of thing. But I don't think that's necessarily what everybody's going to be able to do. I might do it if I can monetize the channel at some point, which, by the way, I'm doing a subathon and blitz to try to get to 1,000 subscribers, which would help me try to get to that point. So if you want to help, really appreciate it. So I certainly could play with all of this, look at it, move it around, figure out what I want to spend and not spend. And at the end of the day, I got to come back over here and go, look, what do I want to actually get and not get here? I know that I can't get these. I'm just not going to be able to do it. I know that I need to really try to keep my tokens to save. So maybe I don't get Spider Ham. All right. So I don't get Spider Ham. Now I'm 10,000 off, and I'm looking at trying to get at least one more card off of this. But this, again, doesn't even include Thanos. So maybe I take off Silk, or maybe I take off Jeff, sadly. And then it's like, okay, so at that point, then I'm talking about getting all of these cards. So yes, if I don't spend any of this money here, I've got 10,500 tokens. I've got the potential to get 19.95 from just gaining. And then I can get another 4,400 if I just get the Token Tuesdays, which easily makes up my difference. So from every card I add after this, I have to go back and look at these offers that I might want to buy. I probably am going to do this $100 one, which gives me another 10,000. So I personally can then come back here and add 6,000 to this for sure somewhere. And if I was going to do it, I mean, I guess it might be Jeff, honestly, but I don't know. I mean, Jeff's going to be really playing well into the move deck. This move comes in June. Jeff's going to drop to 4 in June. So I can't do anything. If I want to play Jeff in that move deck, I can just wait to June, and guess what? That becomes 3. So unless I really care about getting Jeff between now and June, that'll save me a little bit. And then by the time I get these or want to get this move deck, if I want to get Jeff into that move deck, he's already going to be 3. So I don't need to stress about it. Now, the biggest issue with all of this is, so let's just say I build to this Living Tribunal. I get this and I can get all these cards. I'm using what I gain from my, climbing the ladder, and it will really set me back from this point forward, because I will have used all the tokens I've saved up and bought. I'm barely making this difference here. What if the card after Living Tribunal, all these new cards are just amazing, and I'm back down to 0 again? I mean, it means I'm gonna have to spend. And that's what ultimately comes down to, is looking at these new cards, is do you want to spend right away to get them? You hear a lot of people say, no, it's not worth it to get right away. And like I said, right here with Jeff, I can cut that cost in half if I'm just willing to wait a couple months, because I know I'm not going to play him much until I get this move deck, which honestly, again, I don't even know if he'd fit in well. He's a great card, but given my token situation, I don't think I should really think about spending on him. I just think that it'd be wiser to hold off. Again, I want to reiterate, a lot of these offers are really bad. I don't like them. Even if you're a big spender, I understand that the discount might be better, but I don't think I would look at these. And these offers in, what is it? I think these are the May ones or June ones. They're so bad that I can't imagine really wanting to spend here. So, and that's a total of 6,500 tokens of that group. So planning ahead, if you're a spender, you're looking at that Think about what you want to get of these new cards, what's coming. High Evolutionary is a good card coming. These cards coming in June, I really think they're fantastic. I think Practice Playing Move right now. Certainly Jeff is a great card as well, but maybe you can just wait for a couple months to get them to drop to the Series 4 and then land them for about 3,000 tokens. You know what? Maybe you don't need them in that move deck because you've got enough other move cards and you don't need them at all and you just wait until you get them for free for Series 3. An option too. But this is what I wanted to talk about as far as planning, thinking about how you wanted to save your tokens, reminding everybody how much you get per month. Again, this could be the 5,700. I'm just going to put it in there. Helps a little bit more, you know, not a ton, but a little bit. So let me know what your thoughts are as far as how you want to plan, how you're going to save. Are you going to start buying stuff like Jeff? Are you forecasting this at all? This is the sort of thing I like to really think about, and I'll probably continue to do throughout the course of the game so that I'm just planning ahead with my tokens. And sadly, it's really expensive to get new cards. So unless you're a big time spender, content creator who can make this a living off of this, I would highly recommend just being patient. But if you're not going to be patient, plan ahead. So if this video has been helpful for you, again, I'm doing a blitz/subathon to try to get past that 1,000 subscriber mark. So please consider hammering down that like button and subscribing. Share with your aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews. Appreciate it. Until next time, hope you have a wonderful day.